A classified diplomatic cable, revealed by WikiLeaks in 2010, should have been unremarkable. But one line changes everything. The cable reveals critical information about international relations and the surveillance activities of European nations. What does this information actually signify? And why is this data so important? Declassified documents show that the United States used surveillance resources to track the activities of foreign nations. This included monitoring undersea cables. The CIA report, Declassified in 2012, details the surveillance resources the CIA utilized for undersea cables. Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks, stated that the organization published over 10 million documents and analyses. These included information on human rights violations and civil liberties infringements. The 1975 Church Commission report reveals details on NSA surveillance activities. This included the monitoring of undersea cables. What does this imply for national security and cybersecurity? Is the undersea cable surveillance technology used by the NSA, known as Operation UPSTREAM, more than just a simple monitoring tool? The declassified documents suggest that this technology could be used for cybersecurity purposes. It could be used for detecting and preventing computer piracy attacks. The combination of undersea cable surveillance technology and the revelations from WikiLeaks suggests that developed nations possess advanced surveillance technologies. These technologies can be used for intelligence gathering and control. What does this mean for the future of global communication? And how do these nations use these technologies to gain an advantage? Until now, one could believe that the surveillance of undersea cables was solely for national security purposes. But a single line in the CIA report raises a profound problem. The United States has always denied using surveillance resources to track foreign nations. Yet, the declassified documents reveal that the United States used these resources to track foreign activities, including the surveillance of undersea cables. What does this imply for trust between nations? But who benefits from this silence? What if what we have seen is not an anomaly? What if it is a pattern? The available archives suggest that the programs for surveillance and information manipulation are not exceptions. They are a rule. Declassified documents reveal a consistent trend: authorities systematically concealed sensitive information, even from their own officials. If the documents are complete, then perhaps the true objectives of these programs are far more sinister than imagined. Researchers who accessed these archives point toward a culture of secrecy and concealment that stretches back decades. But what lies beneath this culture of silence? What are the true motivations of those who created and maintained these operations? The archives offer no clear answers. They only pose questions that demand exploration. Investigators found evidence suggesting that these surveillance programs were not limited to a single nation or a single agency. They operated within a much larger network. What does this imply for national security? What does this imply for individual rights? A CIA document, declassified in 1975, reveals the extent of these surveillance and information manipulation programs. These operations were used to influence elections across multiple countries. The file, titled Operation Mockingbird, shows that intelligence agencies collaborated with the media. They disseminated false information to sway public opinion. These programs were used to support authoritarian regimes. They were used to destabilize democratic governments. The documents further show that these surveillance systems collected information on ordinary citizens without their consent. What is more disturbing is that these programs were used to create false realities and to manipulate public perception. The archives indicate that intelligence agencies manufactured fake news and false events to justify military interventions and security policies. Who is responsible for these operations? What were their true goals? This program is officially closed. But the questions remain. What does this mean for our understanding of history? What does this imply for our trust in our institutions? The archives exist. But the answers are not clear. What if the real question is not what is hidden, but why now? Why are these documents being declassified now? Investigators continue to search for answers. But the mysteries persist. And we are left with more questions than answers.